Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am a mom to 5 little ones. My youngest is 6 months old, and today I'm going to be talking about 10 items that I think are not necessities that you don't need to have for your baby, especially if you have limited finances or limited space. Some of these things I have had for some of my babies, some of them I've just never had, and I don't think that they are necessary at all. And I definitely don't expect you to agree with me, and some moms might think that these are necessities, and for different families, maybe they do work better and are more essential. But these are just from my personal experience, what I have found that I don't need for my babies. This video, I am so excited to share this. This video is a collab with Lydia Sen, and if you have never heard of Lydia, you will absolutely love her channel. I'll make sure to link her channel down below as well as her video. She's also doing a video today on baby items that you don't need. She is due with her 4th little baby, a baby girl, in just the next few weeks. And she has a great channel all about budgeting tips, how to save your money, how to be wiser with your money, and I know that you will enjoy her channel, so make sure that you check it out. So without further ado, here are 10 baby items that I think you don't need. Number 1 is a wipes warmer, and I know a lot of people buy these. I have never had one. I really don't think they're necessary. I think that they are a waste of money and just a lot of work to have to put your wipes in there and then keep them warm. When your babies are like itty bitty, I can see it being like, it's a little bit hard to like adjust them to life outside the womb, and you're like, oh, these cold wipes on their little bums. I would just use washcloths for the first few weeks anyways, when wiping their bums, and then switch to wipes, and yeah, it's cold. Welcome to life. My second item is shoes. Some of my babies, a couple of my babies, I did have small baby shoes, but to be honest, my kids never wore them. They're a little bit more tempting for girls because there are lots of really cute girl shoes and you just want to dress them up. But for the most part, I don't buy my kids shoes before they're walking. My youngest Wesley is 6 months old. He wears Robees. That's what I do instead. I buy a really good quality pair of Robees. They're like little leather slippers, and they wear those, but they don't wear shoes at all. I don't bother buying shoes until they're walking. My third item, and I know a lot of people won't agree with me here, but it is a diaper genie or any sort of specified diaper garbage can. So the diaper genie, I've never wanted one at all. I have absolutely no problem just using a regular garbage can. If it's a really bad diaper, I might just bring it straight outside to the garbage, or I'll just take the garbage bag out of our garbage can regularly if it's stinky. But really, it hasn't been a problem, and I honestly cannot even imagine how much money I would have spent on diaper genie refills had I been using the diaper genie for the past almost 9 years. My fourth item is newborn outfits. When my babies are small, I buy them onesies and I buy them sleepers. And that's it. They really don't need to wear outfits, and to be honest, they don't seem comfortable at all if you put them in little outfits, and especially for girls, it can be really cute when you put them in just a little dress and dress them up. But really my babies, especially for size newborn and 0 to 3 months, and even up to size 6 months, I'll just buy them onesies and sleepers, and they are just so cuddly and comfy in pajamas, and I just think that they probably like to be in pajamas more than some restricting outfit, so I really don't buy them outfits. My fifth item is a nursing pillow, like a Boppy or My Breast Friend nursing pillow. I had a nursing pillow when I had my first baby. I think I used it for maybe the first 2 or 3 days as I was getting used to breastfeeding, and then after that, I never used it again. I gave it away because I just didn't use it. And I know some people swear by them, and so like I said, it could be different for different people, but for me, I didn't bother. I didn't feel like I needed the nursing pillow, so it was never used. For my number 6 item, I have a bouncy seat. So you can get a swing for your baby. You can get one of those little bouncy seats that have, I'll try to put a picture up here, but they might be battery powered and they can vibrate. And I know some people find their babies use them a lot. For me, I found having a swing and having a bouncy seat was just too much. So I would just pick one or the other and just use that. So for some of my babies, I have had a swing and a little bouncy seat, but I found that my babies who liked the swing always preferred the swing over the other seat. So I found that I just never used the other seat, because if I was gonna put the baby down, the baby would always prefer the swing, so I would always choose that. So unless you have a really huge house and you have, you know, different areas of the house to put your baby down, I would just go for the swing and forego the bouncy seat. My 7th item is a bottle warmer. I did have a bottle warmer. I was gifted it and I had it for one of my babies, maybe for 2 of my babies, and it was nice to have because it did heat up the bottle really fast. I never used formula, but I did pump breast milk, and then I'd put that in the freezer and then take it out and warm it up for my babies. But for my little baby now, I don't have a bottle warmer, and it is so easy to warm up a bottle without the actual warmer. All I do is I just fill a cup of hot water, stick the bottle in there, and it takes a little bit longer than the warmer, but really it takes no time at all before you have a nice warm bottle. The 8th item I have is a baby food blender. So you can buy specified baby food blenders to make your own baby food. And really all across the board, I've found out that there are a lot of items that they'll market as baby items, and there might be something similar that's not a baby item, like a blender for instance, and the price is jacked up so much because it's specifically for babies when you can get the same item that's not for babies at a much more affordable cost. So the little baby food blenders, they're tiny little things. You can't make much food at once. Just use your blender. I make baby food for our babies, and I just use my Vitamix and I just make a whole bunch of food. I'll put some into the freezer for future days. And again, you can get little baby food cube things to freeze your baby food in. Just use an ice cube tray, freeze the baby food in there, and then transfer it to a bag or to containers, and then take them out when needed for the baby. But a lot of those things that are for babies, they'll end up being way more expensive than they need to be. Just use your blender. My 9th item that kind of goes with the food blender is baby food. I really rarely buy baby food. I make my own. So much cheaper and healthier. You've just made it fresh from the fresh veggies, fresh fruits. The only times I'll really buy packaged baby food, there's 2 times. Number 1 is if I want just a little bit of something for my baby and I don't want to make a huge amount of it. So for instance, prunes, if my baby needs prunes. I've never bought prunes. Usually I'll buy them if my baby is constipated, and so rather than buying a whole bunch and making some, I'll just buy one little jar. Or if there's other foods that I don't usually buy, once in a while I'll just buy a little jar of it so my baby can try it. The second time I'll buy jarred baby food at all is in pouches. Sometimes it's just really easy to have the little food pouches of some sort of puree, but other than baby food pouches, I don't really buy pre-made baby food. My 10th and final item might sound a little bit silly, but it is nail clippers. When my first Elijah was like a week old, maybe, it was time to clip his fingernails, so I took the little nail clippers, and on the, if I remember correctly, the very first finger I clipped his fingertip instead of the nail. It's so hard to clip their little fingers. And if I remember correctly, he was sleeping, maybe not, but it is so hard. If you've ever done it, you know what I'm talking about. It is so hard to clip their little fingernails. So he screamed and I said, I am never doing that again. And I've done it. Never done that again. Up until they're 1 maybe and their fingers are a bit bigger, I don't clip their nails. My husband will once in a while. He's like, they need their nails clipped, and he'll do it. He's never clipped a fingertip, but for me, their nails are so paper thin, I just bite them off, or I'll just, often as I'm nursing, when they're like itty bitty babies, they're just newborn, I'll just peel their fingernails off and they just peel off like nothing. And maybe that's not for everybody, but for me, I find that so easy, and then I'm not going to hurt my baby's fingertips and have to comfort a screaming baby. Anyways, those are my 10 things. Let me know down in the comments below. I'm curious what popular items that a lot of people buy and think are necessities that you don't use for your babies. everyone is different. I've heard of people that say, we don't use a swing, or we don't use a stroller, or we don't use... I do use quite a few items for my baby. There are a lot of things that I do consider necessities, but these are 10 that I don't. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure you check out Lydia's channel as well. If you've come over from her channel, I would love it if you would subscribe to mine, and I will see you guys soon in my next video. Bye guys.